Welcome back, boys and girls, for another flipped video. Today we are going to do addition with regrouping. This is probably going to be a review, so it's going to be a quick video. We've been doing some of this practice in our math warm-ups, and I've noticed that most of you already know how to do this. So it'll just be a review, so make sure you've got your paper and your pencil, and sit back and relax, and we'll look at two different ways to add with regrouping. Okay, let's first talk about the system that we use to count and add. It's called the base 10 system because everything is based on 10. You guys know already that here I've got a unit. Here I have a rod of tens. Here I have a flat of 100, and here I have a cube of 1,000. You probably remember those from first or second grade. Okay, we know how many units are there in a tens bar. Yeah, there's 10. How many tens rods are there in a 100 flat? If you're counting in your head, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, you're right, there are 10 tens bars in a 100. Here is 1,000, and I bet you can already know that there are 10 flats, 10 of these, inside one of these cubes that equals 1,000. So everything is based on the number 10. That's why when we have a number here, you'll notice that we only have the digits 0 through 9 in its place. That's because every time we get more than 10 of something, we regroup it as the next largest item. So if I had 12 tens, it's really, we're regrouping 10 of them into 100, and the two that are left would be 20. So would you agree with me that if I had 12 tens bars, that really equals 120? So you think about it. What if I had 15 tens? What does that equal? That's right, 150. Okay, so let's apply what we just learned about base 10 to addition. I'm going to show you one strategy called the break apart method. It's going to fit right along with the place value stuff we learned because we're going to use expanded form. So if I want to take a number or an addition problem like 45 plus 36, I'm going to break this number apart and I'm going to write it in expanded form. So 45 in expanded form is 40 plus 5. 36 in expanded form is 30 plus 6, and then I'm going to add these together. This is just an easier way because the numbers are in tens. So 5 plus 6 is 11, and then I have 40 plus 30, so 40, 50, 60, 70. So I have 70, and then I'm going to do 70 plus 11. So 70 plus 10 is 80, plus 1 is 81. Let's use this and do a larger problem. Let's do 135 plus, so I hope you're writing these down with me. I know I didn't say that, but I hope you're writing them down with me as we go. 135 plus 247. Okay, so the first step is to write them expanded form. So I've got 100 plus 30 plus 5. I have 200 plus 40 plus 7. And then I'm going to add those together. So 5 plus 7 is, and I'm going to separate these out so I can tell. This is 12. 40 plus 30 is 70. And 100 plus 200 is 300. Okay, and then I go at putting them back together. So I have the 300, but I'm going to leave that alone, and I'm just going to look at these two. And I'm going to take off this 10 to add it to the 70. So that 70 plus 10 is 80, plus 2 more is 82. Then I'm going to add it to the 300. So my answer is 382. Okay, it's your turn. You try these examples on your own. Pause the video, go ahead and use the break apart method, and then come back to see how we check them. Okay, here's the first problem. I've already written it in expanded form. 163 is written up here. 128 is written out here. 8 plus 3 is 11. 60 plus 20 is 80. 100 plus 100 is 200. Then I'm going to put these back together. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to do my 80 plus 11. So 80 plus 10 is 90, plus one more is 91. And then I'm going to add this 200 to it. So I get 291 as my answer. Okay, boys and girls, we're going to learn a new method. So we learned the break apart method. Now we're going to learn the algorithm method. So say that word with me, algorithm. Say it again, algorithm. Okay, that is a fancy mathematical term that describes a process or a series of steps that you take to solve a problem. So the algorithm method is probably the method that you use most often to solve the problem. So I'm going to show you an example for solving an addition problem with regrouping using the algorithm. So write this problem down with me. Helps if I have a pen and not the pointer. Okay, and then let's go ahead and divide it between the tens and the ones. When you use the algorithm method, so we're going to start on the right-hand side with the ones, and we're going to add those first. So I have 6 plus 8, and you know that that is 14. Okay, I can only write one digit in each place, and we discussed that on the very beginning when we talked about how many we can hold in each place value. So here I have 14 ones. Well, I am going to take 10 of those ones and I'm going to regroup them as a tens bar. So if I do that, if I take 10 of my ones away from the 14 that I have, how many will I have left? I will only have 4 left. So I'm going to drop my 4 that I have left here. I'm going to take the ones that I'm regrouping and I'm going to put them over here as a 10. And then I'm going to add all of the 10s that I have. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to write down, so my answer would be 74. Okay, let's do another problem using the algorithm method. So write this problem down. 47 plus 68. Okay, I like to make sure that I keep my numbers right, so I'm going to separate out my place values. If you want the right answer, you always start over on the right. So I'm going to do 7 plus 8. I can use my near doubles, so I know that 7 plus 7 is 14, and 8 is only one more than that, so 7 plus 8 must be 15. Okay, if it's larger, if my answer is larger than 9, then I know I'm going to have to regroup. So this is 15. So I'm going to take 10 of these ones and trade them in and make a tens bar. So to show that, if I take 10 of these and I trade them in, I'm only going to have 5 left. So I'm going to lay the 5 down here. I'm going to regroup the 10 as a tens bar, and I'm going to put it over here to show that I have another tens. Then I'm going to add those together. So I have, I know that 4 plus 6 is 10, plus one more is 11. And actually in this problem, I would be regrouping again, except that it would come over here as hundreds, and my answer would be 115. So remember, anytime the digit is greater than 9, you can't write anything bigger than a 9 in each column. If it's bigger than a 9, you'll have to regroup it as the next larger unit. Okay, go ahead and write this problem down, and let's try a larger problem. So we have 218 plus 178. I'm going to divide my units out. Go ahead and kind of label them, hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay, if I want the right answer, I start over here at the right in the ones column. So I have 8 plus 8, which I know is 16. So I'm going to have to regroup because that's bigger than 9. So I lay my 6 down. I regroup my 10 ones as a 10. Then I have 7, 8, 9.
9 I can write down, and I don't need to regroup. And then I move over to the hundreds, and I do 2 plus 1, which is 3. My answer is 396. Okay, here is a couple more problems for you to try. So go ahead and write these problems down. Let's use the algorithm method, and then pause the video and come back to check. Good luck. Okay, go ahead and check your work and see if you got the right answer. If you didn't get the answer correctly, then check to make sure that you did that regrouping right. Okay, I have a challenge problem for you. So on the next slide, we're going to do a much more difficult problem. I hope you're ready. All right, boys and girls, I have a super duper hard challenge problem for you. I know that you can rise to the challenge, so write this number down with me. I have 14,268. Make sure you keep your columns nice and neat and your numbers legible. We're going to add that to 12,293. Okay, so get that problem written down, and you know what? I know that you can do this problem because you know the rules. And if you know the rules, you can apply it to a 2-digit problem, a 3-digit problem, a 4-digit problem, a 12-digit problem. So go ahead and work this problem and come back with me and check. Okay, here we go. We're going to check. 8 plus 3 is 11. I'm going to regroup. So I'm going to write my 1 down, regroup my 10 ones as a 10. I know that I have really 10 plus 7, which is, or 10 plus 6, I'm sorry, which is 16. And I'm going to need to regroup. So I have 4 plus 1 is 5. I don't need to regroup. 4 plus 2 is 6, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So my answer, let's read this together, 26,561. Great job. I'm very proud of you. Okay, we've come to the best part of the video. You know, Mrs. Young always has a joke at the end. So here it is. Where do football players go shopping in the off season? They go to the tackle shop. All right, we will do some more work with this in class. Can't wait to see ya. Bye.